Hi, we'd like to thank you for tuning into the World Boxing Review radio show. My name is Aaron Snowell, and they call me the Hall of Fame Trainer of Champions, as we travel the world for past, present, and future stars. And coming to you live from Indianapolis, Indiana, the Indiana Boxing Hall of Fame President and Museum, the President, Craig Hawk. Welcome into the show. Hawk time, what's
Hey,
happening, baby?
hey, man, I'm blessed. I'm thankful to be here today. Thank you guys so much for even covering the Indiana Boxing Hall of Fame. We've got a big event coming up May 17th and 18th, and looks like it's turning out really nice this year. So we're really excited about it, Aaron. We're really excited about it.
Well, name some of the guys that are being inducted
Well, they're
on
bringing
this.
in the big four from Indiana, and that first one will be Jack Callahan, who fought for the WBA Junior Middleweight Championship against David Hilton. Then we got Gary Guyton, who fought John the Beast Mugabe and Davey Moore. They were both world champions and for the WBA title. And we got Dave Hyatt as the Hero Award. We always need a coach. We always need somebody there to help us. And Ken Snyder as the Lifetime Achievement Award. And what a great person Ken Snyder is, the senator from Vincennes, Indiana. So Dave Hyatt is actually from Vivi, Indiana, where my museum is. He helps me with the museum, and we do a great event. And the museum's going to be August 30th this year, and we're going to honor Larry Donald's 1992 Olympic outfit, as he was on the 1992 Olympic team, along with Timmy Austin, his teammate from Cincinnati. So we're going to have a great time there at the museum where we be in the parade that day. And during that parade, we go up and down the in our golf carts and wave to the people, and we just thank them, and they come on over there, and we have a big dinner, and we honor it, and we have a great year every year at the Indiana Boxing Hall of Fame, the museum.
Well, you got some big names going in there, who made boxing history in Indianapolis, Indiana at the Conseco Fieldhouse. I had the pleasure to be a part of that night. I'm already inducted, and thank you so much for inducting me because of that. Could you name the other two gentlemen?
Year 2000, Roy Jones Jr. and Richard Woodhull fought for the WBA, I believe, light heavyweight championship of the world, and it was on HBO. And Murad Muhammad was the promoter, and we're bringing both Murad and Muhammad and Roy Jones Jr. into the Indiana Boxing Hall of Fame this year, along with our celebrity inductee all the way from St. Croix, Julian Jackson. Julian Jackson comes in this year. Yeah, Julian Jackson. So 55-6 with 49 knockouts. And here's the thing. Roy's already in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Another one that's in the International Boxing Hall of Fame is Julian Jackson. We also have Bud Taylor, who is coming in this year as our Old Timer Award. Bud Taylor from Terre Haute, Indiana, and that was mentioned by the great, Mike Tyson. So he comes in this year, and Bud Taylor's also in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. So we're putting real quality people in there to the Hall of Fame. It should be a great year this year, and I'm excited. May 17th and 18th, it's going to be Hall of Fame weekend here at the Delta Marriott Hotel, right off by the airport. Matter of fact, you can Uber straight to, just come on in, tell them where you're staying. They'll get you an Uber. You down there will tell them what hotel you're staying at, and they'll send the Uber over to get you.
Yeah, well, what's the cost for the weekend? The awards dinner and all that.
Okay, for the weekend, everything, the whole thing's $150. It doesn't matter if you come Friday night. It don't matter if you come Saturday night. So really, what it is just $150 for one day. But really, you get 2 days out of $150 either way. So it doesn't matter if you show up Saturday. It doesn't matter if you show up Friday. It's $150. It doesn't make any difference. But if you show up for Friday and Saturday, it's just $150. So one day's free. So it's your call, whatever you want to do. So
now, Craig, you're a fast talker, man. You're a fast talker, and you talk fair, and you're kind of slippery, man. Let me tell you something. Are they going to for the 150? Are they just going to get some fingertip food, a few crackers, and pretzels?
Friday night is Friday night is just finger food. You're correct. But Saturday, it's a sit down deal, and you'll have an option between. You'll get a salad. You'll get either you pick a chicken or pick out roast beef or pick out what you want from there, and then you'll get either mashed potatoes, veggies, or I think it's mac and cheese, and then they'll so they get a dessert. So yeah, it's all good. Snow. I don't cheat them. I just tell them the truth, brother. Tell them the
Now,
truth.
are they going to get an award? Hey, man, the award I got was dynamite. It was glass with a wood backing. You know,
Yes.
what's up with the awards?
They get the award from Indiana Boxing Hall of Fame. They'll get the awards, and then we also are giving out rings. We'll give out rings to the ones that are being inducted, like Debbie King, who's coming in this year. World famous Don King. Now, Debbie King was the IBF manager of the year when she had Tom Boom Boom Johnson from Evansville. So that's history. So that's what I'm on. I'm out chasing the history and the greatness and pulling the other guys up to their levels to help them guys out as well.
Well, look, you got a Olympian. What you always do up there, you always try to reach back and try to help former Olympians who lost their medal or something happened to their medal. You try to get it back to them because it means so much. This year recipient is Nate Jones, 1996.
Nate Jones, a great person from Chicago, doing great things with the kids. He's training. He'll be in Friday night. Nate Jones for the Indiana Boxing Hall of Fame, and should be a great day. So we'll bring in Nate Jones on Friday night. He'll get his medal, and Friday night we'll do the auction, and we'll get up and we're going to let all the superstars kind of speak, and we're going to see what's going on, and then the inductions, we're going to let a couple guys rap if they can rap. If they can't rap, they can't rap. But if they can rap, they can rap. So if Roy shows up, he's rapping. If Timmy shows up, he's rapping. And I'll let them guys grab the microphone because it's about them. It's not about me. It's about their day, about being special. And, the best thing about it is we're making history and we're chasing the greatness, and it continues to happen.
Well, yeah, it does continue to happen there in Indianapolis, Indiana. So it's the Delta Hotel.
Yep.
It's the Delta Hotel Marriott.
Yes, Marriott. And we have a restaurant, Hangar 58 over there. You guys, if you don't like what you're getting, just go right over to Hangar 58. It's right there. And you can get food, drink, and hang out and do whatever you want. So if you don't like what we got, you can go get whatever you want, Be on your own time.
You're up against some big competition because that's the pre-trials to the Indianapolis 500, but your events always packed. The people come to the Indiana Boxing Hall of Fame, and then they also go to Indianapolis 500. Is that normally what happens?
Yep, it's a back-to-back weekend, and that's what we try to do, is try to promote boxing. And obviously, we are the most famous race for one day at the Indy 500. So I think we ought to embrace it and share it. And, that's the way I like it. I like it. Of course, had the great Muhammad Ali at the Indy 500. We put him in the Indiana Boxing Hall of Fame. So when he was there for 1994, when he did the Indiana Black Expo, and we've got a lot of history here. There was a guy named Floyd Patterson who fought for the title here in Indiana. He has not been in yet, but at some point he'll have to come in. And we have some great fights here. And you still remember Shane Mosley and Vernon Forrest fight. I mean, there's more history here in Indianapolis. And I was looking at Roy Jones Jr. Sitting with Reggie Miller, and when Mark Jackson, when they brought him up here to fight in 2000, when Murad promoted the fight here, and they sold it out. It doesn't matter how they sell it out to get people to come in and support the event. It was exciting. It was exciting as part of history, and we're going to celebrate it. And it's Indiana boxing, where the history comes back to life.
Yeah, well, you're talking about basketball, man. Let me tell you, Indiana's the dynamite. At that time when the fight took place, Larry Bird was part of the Sixers. I mean, not the Pacers at that time.
Correct.
And I believe he was president. You went out, Houk. he was president at that time, but you got a female that's
Can, yeah, can
from the
you go?
NBA team. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you're moving so fast, you're going in and out, champ.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that,
well,
champ.
basketball is surely on the rise, and you got the college star now signed with the Indianapolis women's NBA team.
Yes, we got we got of course got the great lady that just came in from Indianapolis. Caitlin
Yeah,
Clark
yeah.
there in Indy,
Clark
and
Clark is there, and then from St. Thomas, you mentioned Julian Jackson,
yeah,
who was part of that South Carolina basketball team. The young ladies there who lost to Clark, they're going to be tied up in Indianapolis on the same team now.
yeah, it's going to be some great.
Aaliyah Boston
Yeah,
from St. Thomas. So Indianapolis is back on the map. It just ain't going to be about the Indianapolis 500 in the Indiana Boxing Hall of Fame. Man, women's basketball is on the map now in Indianapolis.
you got it, man. And the Pacers made it through the first round of the playoffs. They're matched up against the New York Knicks, so it's going to be the Hicks versus the Knicks. And that's the way it's going down. That's the way it's going down, Snow. You gotta talk fast, you gotta talk quick, and you gotta be on point, man. So boom, see your punches.
Well, let's get off the Hall of Fame real fast. We'll come back to it. But you got a great event tonight happening for the super middleweight title, Canelo Alvarez versus Mangola. What do you think about that fight?
All the way. Oh, tonight? I'm gonna go with obviously Canelo. He's top dog. I like Canelo's actually starting to talk about fighting the Mexican assassin. Benavidez. He's starting to talk about that, and he's saying the right money's right, and he'll fight them all, and he's not scared. But anytime you fight at that highest level, anything can happen. So he's been consistent. He don't have much flaws in his game, but he can be outboxed, and we've seen that before. So that would be my only concern tonight, that he could be outboxed. But I don't know. We'll have to see what goes on tonight. But I picked Canelo to win tonight. What about you?
Yeah, well, I think he should come through, but you never know how good an undefeated fighter is until he meets somebody who can fight. For Mangola, he's up against a tough challenge. The way Canelo Alvarez had bounced back from that loss against Bivol. He's made some adjustments, and let's see if he all pulls it all together. But you mentioned Benavidez. His fight got postponed with Bivol. That was supposed to take place June 1st over in the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. That's been postponed. But on the undercard is Deontay Wilder and Zing. What do you think about that matchup?
Well, here's the thing. Here's my problem with Zhang. Zhang had that fight won against Joshua. I think it was Joe Parker.
Yeah.
He had the fight won, but he did not throw his punches enough. So he sat there, and he might throw. He is the better fighter, but he didn't throw enough punches. Even if he just did a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and not try to do it heavy, just do it light, just to throw punches, he would have been able to win that fight. So I'm worried that if they gets to deep water, that Deontay Wilder might be able to knock him out if he gets to deep water. But in the same part, you got to give it to Parker. Parker can crack, so that fight can go either way. So if it goes early, I like Zhang, and if it goes late, I like Wilder.
Yeah, Wilder proved in his last fight he can make it the distance. A lot of people didn't think that, because he's a one-trick pony, as they say, and a lot of people say he when he's going down the stretch, he loses his stamina and all that because he gives it all trying to knock guys out early. But let's move to Philadelphia on July 13th. You got Boots Ennis defends his IBF title fight against uh, Crawley. What do you
Boots
think
all
about that on the zone?
boots, boots
Yeah,
all
Bootsy.
boots all the way. Boots
Yeah,
all the
Boots.
way until Boots fights Crawford, and that's the fight that the people want to see. Um, More people want to see Crawford and Boots go at it because obviously they feel it wasn't right for the IBF to strip, uh, Crawford. But Crawford, at the end of the day, he has to do title defense. Those belts are made to make money, and if you don't fight, they'll strip you. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, well, you're talking about Terrence Crawford, man. On Terrence Crawford on August 3rd at the BMO Stadium in Los Angeles. He's fighting out there. Tim Zhu, Isaac the Pit Bull Cruz, John Luis, and Jamil Miller, to mention the heavyweights matchup on that undercard, and Andy Cruz. You know, it's a dynamite undercard. You haven't seen that in a while. You know, they're doing something that Don King used to do, and that's good for boxing. But
Great for
we're mentioning Don King. We got Broner, June 7th at the Seminole Hard Rock Cafe and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. He's going up against Blair Cove. What do you think about that matchup?
Well, Broner's a head case, but he's a great fighter, and we'll have to see how that goes. But, obviously, I'd have to give the nod to Broner right now with the experience. That's just me right now. But at any time, though, because of his lifestyle, somebody could slip in and take that championship. Take it everything from him in a minute. So
Yeah, we're Broner at 35-4-1, and Cobb 16-1-1. On paper, it looks like a great matchup, and boy, they're on social media really talking it up. I mean, they're really exchanging, back and forth with stuff like that, and Broner with his antics. But guess what? Broner has to come in with better shape than he's been coming in. If he comes in better shape, better condition, he can show the world why he's a four-time champion. If he's
correct.
still hungry.
I just want to
And
talk about. I want to talk about Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo with their peeing contest about who made who and who did this and who did that. I kind of like that one. Let's talk about that match.
hey,
Hey, that'll sell. That'll sell.
Oscar's trying to talk his way into a big payday. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like anything, Canelo Alvarez is a big time major star, and Canelo Alvarez is right that they did catch Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy promotions that he has with their hand in the cookie jar with his money. That's already been proven. That's a proven fact. So that's where the bitterness, it seems, where it comes in. And Canelo Alvarez is right, man. Canelo Alvarez brought with him Oscar De La Hoya to a major deal with the zone,
Yep.
and when it didn't work out, Canelo Alvarez said, "Look, you either give me my money or else I'm gone." And that's what happened. He couldn't come up with the money, and he said, "See him in court." And he was gone from that DAZN deal, man. That was a huge adjustment. But Oscar De La Hoya and them got some major other things that they got to deal with. Ryan Garcia, he's a young star, but he don't want to abide by the rules, and that's a problem. That's a problem that he has. He just got tested positive with sports enhancement drug. Hey,
Victory over Haney. Yeah.
yeah, he didn't abide by the rules. That's why he could have been champion of the world, but he didn't make the weight, and it
Yeah.
cost him change out of his pocket. I think they said it was $1.5 million that came out of his pocket, and the pay-per-view didn't do that well, to my understanding. So De La Hoya and them got problems with Ryan Garcia.
Well, and at the end of the day, it's kind of like we've said it over and over and over. Uh, when you got to do the right thing when you got that money, and you got to make the right decisions when you got that money. Get out there and start blowing it and start asking, and why don't we have a retirement fund and blah blah blah. Nobody's going to pay your bills for the rest of your life, so that they have to understand that going in, and they're going to have one shot at that kind of money. And if they don't understand it with the maturity level, then that's on those guys. That's the way I
Yeah,
feel.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Earlier I was talking because we couldn't get the connection earlier, is that, Ryan Garcia and them's team put out a video talking about how can a boxer do this and do that. Well, if you've been fighting for a while, and especially title fights, you got to piss in the jar and you got to piss in the can.
Yeah,
So
and they watch you too.
you know that, and
Yeah.
the thing about it is, if you didn't do nothing wrong, they take two bottles of urine from you, have them test the second one, and if that don't work, prove yourself innocent. It was a WBC fight. The WBC, have them test you now. If you don't
Yes.
have it in your system, you don't do it. Then you should be clean to get a voluntary test. Here, take my blood, take my hair fiber, what they can do, and try to prove yourself innocent. That the test, there was something wrong with the first test, but when you're guilty, you can't take no kind of test. You got to just run your mouth and hope you can deal with public perception, and hope you can change the opinion. But the test is the test. The test said you were positive, and they're pretty accurate.
They're accurate. They know what's going on. They're not trying to cheat anybody. They're just doing the rules. And if you fail, you fail. And Ryan failed. And, I don't like the way he talks Jesus, and then smoke marijuana and talking this, but they can do what they want. They're young, they're immature. They're going to say what they want to say and do what they want to do, and try to build up their 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 legacy. But we'll see what happens. Empire, they try to build an empire. Hopefully it'll last, but they got to understand that reason, like Peyton Manning and the Manning brothers, they can still go forever commentating and doing this, because you have to reinvent yourself when you get out of sports. And I don't think none of those take that into consideration, that they have to reinvent themselves when they're done. And then you got to go out and get a job. And that's a cuss word to a lot of fighters, because they don't want to get a job. But you have to go out and get a job. You have to reinvent yourself. And that's what basically you have to teach these young kids. That's what you got to do. You're not going to be able to fight forever.
No, and you got that right. But there's other ways in the sport to make money. Hey, look,
Absolutely.
And you got to find your niche in
Yes.
order to do it. But
Correct.
Ryan Garcia, I like his style. Somebody just has to teach him, the pros and the cons of that. A lot of people want to say about Muhammad Ali. One thing about him, there's boundary lines in the game.
Correct.
And you can go all the way up to the out of bounds line. As long as you don't step on it or over it, you're still in bounds. And he hasn't learned that yet. And you can play all the way up to the out of bounds line. You just can't step on it or go over it. And what he has done, he has stepped on the line. And now with this test, he has went out of bounds all the way. So
Yes.
and what a young talented guy like he has to do, he has to soul search. You see, he got plenty of talent. He has plenty of talent. He can talk a good game. He can fight a good fight. Now, how can he put it together to do it the right way instead of the wrong way? And if he puts it together to try to do it the right way, he'll be a major star here in the future, because he's young. He's still
Yeah.
developing and growing. His talent is still developing and growing. And he has to realize that, or somebody around him that has to tell him that, because everything grows in stages. And, just on the high level, there's a lot of pressure to win. And what makes great fighters great is that they're able to handle that pressure in the right way and to go in and perform the right way. And that's what he has to learn how to do.
Well, I'm going to switch it over to Frank Martin and Javante Davis. That's a great fight coming up there. Obviously, Frank Martin's a 2016 National Golden Glove champion from Indianapolis, Indiana. So we're pulling for, obviously we're pulling for Frank Martin to do some great things and do some great stuff. So we're hoping to pull for him.
Well, that's going to be a dynamite fight. That's bullets and gun smoke fight there. Because Frank Martin can fight. You can't underestimate him. And Javante Davis definitely can fight, and he got a good whack. He got a good punch. So you're going to see a lot of bullets and gun smoke, and then you're going to see the big bombs going off in that fight. And I can't wait to see that fight.
Great fight. Well, again, Frank Martin, I hope he can seize the moment, but I think even if he loses and makes up great showing, it's nothing but growth from there. For me personally, what I feel, it's nothing but growth for him. But I would love to see if he could pull the upset over Javante Davis. He'd be a multi-millionaire for a while. That's my
yeah. Well, it'd be huge for him and his family. It'd be huge for the sport of boxing. A major upset like that,
yeah,
and it would change his life and his family's life. But where he's at now, boy, he got a big task in front of him, and maybe he can rise to the occasion and achieve that. And it's all possible, and it all takes hard work.
Amen. We'll see what happens on that. The Snow, I was going to tell you that Marvin Johnson, Michael Spinks, Layman Brewster will all be at the Indiana Boxing Hall of Fame, just to clarify that. So, Angel Man Freddie will be there. So we're going to have a great event. And, of course, you got Julian Jackson, a great possibility of Roy Jones Jr. being there. So we're going to have a great event. Murad Muhammad will be there. It's going to be a great event, be a great time, and we're capturing history on the spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Craig, if people want to come and buy tickets, where do they go to buy tickets and stuff like that?
They go to indianaboxing.com. All one word, all one letter together, indianaboxinghalloffame.com. And that takes you right online. Like Michael Spinks' cousin's coming. So Flo's going to go on there and buy a ticket tonight. So it's indianaboxinghalloffame.com. One letter, one word, boom, pop it in, and it'll be able to walk you right through it.
Okay. And it's $150 for 2 nights.
$150 for 2 nights. Yeah, $150. You can go Friday, you can go Saturday, you can go both nights. $150. We're just going to charge $150 to get in the door, and we're not worried about anything else. And that covers.
And it's to my understanding they got to hurry up because the rooms are getting low and thin with the Indianapolis 500 starting day. You gotta rush to get it now because the rooms are being ate up by the Indianapolis 500. So if you're out of town and you plan on coming, you got to get it now, right?
Correct. And here's the thing. You can always buy tickets at the door. There will always be tickets at the door, but we're only allowed 140 people, and then we're right at over 100 right now. So, I'm going to say it's going to be a pretty good night. So be a great night and great event.
Okay. Well, hey, look, for you, those who are just tuning in, we got Greg Houk from the Indiana Boxing Hall of Fame and Museum. He's president. He's a former fighter. He's inducted. And also, last year, he was the recipient of a Lifetime Achievement Award from the President of the United States, Joe Biden. And congratulations on that, Greg.
Well, look, I'm just lucky and blessed. I wanted to thank people that, for supporting me, and thank people that, that were ahead of me and taught me how to provide. Champ Chaney and Johnny O'Brien, and rest in peace, those guys, people that were in front of me, that you need to be humble and, appreciate that people did help you out. As yourself, Aaron, and different people have helped me do positive stuff, and we're going to just keep doing positive stuff now.
Yeah. And look, it's going to be a great time. What's the weather going to be like that in Indianapolis? Is it going to be cold? Is it going to be hot? Is it going to be in between? Talk a little bit about the weather, man, because people.
I'm gonna walk right on out here. It's sunny, and 72, 73 up here today, and it's beautiful. Great day. We're gonna have a great day. It's gonna be a great week, May, and we're excited.
Yeah, we're excited too. That's going to be some event, and it always is. A lot of people show up there, and what a great time you're going to have. But most of all, the food tastes good. I mean, you do very well with the food, and not just some place where you go dip a couple chips and pretzels for you 150. You get a good solid
Deal.
tasting meal, and that's the main thing. And you're a nonprofit group, so the 150 that people spend for the meal, you can write it off in your taxes, and that's a good thing. And they say, well, what do you do with a fundraising event like that? Where does the money go, and what does the money do, man?
Well, here's the thing. Here's to be honest. We took a real big hit last year, so we ended up losing about 7,000. But this year we're looking to get it back. So what I do is I just have a fund, and that fund that I have, I try to go to different events to get more people to come into Indiana Boxing Hall of Fame, like the WBA convention and the WBC and the IBF and the WBO, and I try to do positive stuff with it. So it will reciprocate next year, and we get people to come into the Indiana Boxing Hall of Fame and deal with people at a high level instead of just staying local, and because you can only go stay local so long.
Yeah, well, you got a big time president that's going in this year. Um, Gilberto Mendoza, he's passed, but he was the president of the WBA, and now his son Gilberto Man Jr. is the president now. Talk a little bit about that.
Now, look, the WBA, of course, we had Marvin Johnson, who won the WBA world title, and we've had and he won the WBA world title. I think he's our only WBA world champion. But we've had Tony Zale that won the NBA, which was actually converted from the NBA to the WBA. So we got the WBA. Mendoza. Anybody that does positive work, we have to respect these belts. The belts are bigger than boxers. I just hate to say that. They're going to go on forever. So I respect the WBA president, Mendoza, and Guzman and Suleiman and all those guys. I just respect them all. So they have to be in my Hall of Fame for us to honor them. The WBA world champion Marvin Johnson, the WBC world champion Marvin Johnson, and JB Williamson, and then the girl from Fort Wayne. Uh, she's a WBC world champion. I can't think of her name right off the bat. And then we got IBF world champion Tom Boom Boom Johnson. And we got the WBO champion with Layman Brewster. So we have to represent, and I understand that part of the game as well. And them guys do a lot of great stuff and got great organization skills to keep them organizations going. You there, Snow? Can you hear me, champ? You there, champ? I might have lost you. You there? Well, hey, I'm at this wedding, so I got to get on out of here. But I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in today.
We'd like to thank you for tuning in to the World Boxing Review radio show. My name is Aaron Snowell. They call me the Hall of Fame trainer of champions as we travel the world for past, present, and future stars.